Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. It's a beer that I've had and I love, and I'm really excited to try this vintage. It's courtesy of Ross. Thank you so much, Ross. Really appreciate it. It is Cafe Deth. I know it's not Death, but I actually don't know how to pronounce it. I know it's the owner's name, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to say Cafe Deth. Imperial Stout brewed with coffee, aged in bourbon barrels. This is part of their limited series, the Deep Wood series. A weaponized quantity of freshly roasted whole bean coffee from independent Chicago roasters and booze. Our Death Star, barrel-aged Imperial Stout with assertive coffee aromatics without overshadowing the base beer on the palate. Pair with rich food or enjoy on its own. Keep cold, enjoy now, we mean it. I will be enjoying this on its own because I'm going to actually be cleaning up this room that I'm filming in while sipping on this beer after the review. So yes, I'm not pairing it with food, but I'm sure it'll go really nice with a dessert or something. And I'm sure you don't come to hear me talk about my house cleaning projects. There we go. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. This is the 2019 vintage, and the paper towels are too far away. Okay. It's pretty dark. When it was being poured, it was a very dark brown color, like a dark cola. But in the glass, I mean, it's you see a little bit of brown mixed in with, like, if you cut black with a little bit of brown, it's kind of like that. A lot of carbonation, which is interesting. I highly doubt it's pulling it up on camera, but you can see a lot of carbonation. The head, when it was at its peak, was maybe a finger. Now it's going away pretty quickly. It's sticking to the side of the glass, but in the center it's almost 50-50, me seeing the liquid and me seeing a little bit of head retention. So I'm not surprised. It's a big barrel-aged beer. It has an adjunct in it. I'm really curious how much coffee is coming through, because coffee is one of those adjuncts that, you know, can fade with time, can kind of turn into like a green pepper thing. So, like, I don't know. Let's get into the aroma. Baby. That smells great. I didn't get a huge hit of coffee yet, but immediately you get that sweet caramel. You get that bourbon barrel. There was some vanilla, very syrupy. Okay, this is interesting. I'm getting a mix of coffee and that green bell pepper. But luckily there's so much going on that it's not like that little bit of vegetal is like really detracting or anything. Man, that vanilla is really nice from the barrel though. Dark fruits for sure. Man. It smells really good. Like really good. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. That's really good. Wow. Wonderful amount of dark chocolate. Relatively sweet dark chocolate, so I should say like Hershey's Special Dark, which is probably my favorite descriptor when dark chocolate is, like, the beer has dark chocolate, but there's still sweetness to it. I didn't mention, you know, chocolate in the aroma. It's probably there, but I mean, it is definitely on the palate. You can't miss that. And I'm sure that's the base beer. I'm sure that's some of the vanillin from the barrel coming through. And I think coffee can add to that sometimes as well, a bit of roastiness. There is some coffee. It's certainly not overly coffee. That bell pepper aroma, not getting much of that on the taste. But yeah, that barrel and everything, except for maybe like toasted coconut, everything I think a bourbon barrel can do to a big Imperial Stout, it seems to be doing. Caramel, vanilla, some of the wood specifically. I mean, there was just, I'm trying to go off of, before taking another sip, like everything I'm remembering, but because there was just so much going on, but very harmonious, which was lovely. It just really good sip. There's more coffee now. Nice, okay. That nice roast. Yeah. Compounding a little bit. Since I've had that second, I'll call it a sip, but really probably more of a gulp. it is. It's not syrup. It's not like the same thing as drinking maple syrup or something, but it is definitely on the syrupy side of a beer. Which for this style, I'm all about that. Wow, this is really good. Yeah, and again, like that vanilla caramel thing is really, it's just pleasant. I was gonna say it's really helping the beer, but that makes it sound like there's something wrong with the beer and the beer is in need of help. Not at all. But it is definitely making me enjoy this even more. Now that the head's gone down, you can see a decent amount of brown on where the liquid is meeting the glass at the top. So it's definitely that incredibly dark brown into the black range, just for people who really want to know what color this beer is. Excuse me. It makes me very gassy, so that's a good thing to mention in a beer review. That dark fruit, a little berry actually, yeah, more berry. That dark chocolate, man, this is phenomenal. And this is really like stopping me in my tracks, and as I mentioned, like with the coffee, I don't want to say it can go sideways, but if you age a coffee beer too long, it can kind of go sideways, and poor Ross was like, I'm sorry, I didn't even notice, like, drink fresh. It's like, dude, I knew that this wasn't fresh, when I was like, yeah, I'd love to have this can. So like, it wasn't an issue for me. So I wanted to try it either way. And you know what? If it was sideways, probably would make for a better beer review, because then I'd have like more things to kind of dissect. Like, okay, here's what's off about it. Here's that, green pepper thing, too strong. It's creating too much of a vegetal thing or whatever. Luckily, this is delicious. Yeah, I'm loving this. It'll make doing my chore a little easier. But yeah, thanks again, Ross, for sending it. Huge winner for me. Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Check me out on Instagram on Tapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews at both those places. So always please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.